welcome back to our Python course. In this lesson we are going to learn variables. So what are variables? Imagine that variable is like a box and you can put something in it and use it. So let's go, and so we'll write a variable. So you can write variable how you want, but there is some rules how you can write variable or how you can start writing variables. So in writing variables you can only use alphanumeric values, so it's like from A to Z, and numbers, and you can also use characters. And how you can start writing variables: so you can only start writing variables with letters or with characters. And how you can write variables in Python: so in Python it's very simple. So first I will show you how to write variables in other languages. So it's like comparing. For example, and you can call variables how you want. So how you want, for example, with one letters only, for example X and Y or Z, or with long words like variable, for example on the character 1, so like this. So I'll only call X, and the data types we for how you can store that. For example, you store something in your variables and it refers to one of data types. So there are data types, for example it's integer and float, and it's character and boolean and string. So they're main data types. So what's integer? Integer, it's a simple numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, and float, it's a fractional number like 3.4 or 4.5, for example, like this. And what's character? Character is like when you want to write male or female, and for it's like this, male or female, some man or woman, so like this. And you can write characters only with one letter, so it's like in codes it's male or for example female, so like this. And boolean value, it only contains two digits, so it's like true and false, true and false. And you can ask what are they, true and false. So we will learn more about you can learn more about them in next lessons. So only true and false, and pay attention that you should start with uppercase. And then string, as I explained in previous lessons, it's a plain text where you write whatever you want. For example, hello world, so like this. And pay attention that when you are writing numbers, it won't become a number if you write it in codes. So if you write numbers in codes, for example like this, it becomes a string. But if you write without codes, it's a number, so like this. And in Python they write like for example X and int, it's an integer, and we'll call it 10. And Y, it's a float, as I said, it's a fractional number, 3.7. And another variable Z, it's a character, so write like this, character. And for example I'll make it female, like this. And I'll make another variable this, and it's a boolean value. It writes like bool and write the true. And another variable, I will call it a, and it's a string. It writes like str and write hello. And why Python is so famous, and why Python is so easy to use, it's one of the reasons is you don't have to write which type of data is this, so you can simply write variables and type what is there. It will automatically recognize which type of data is this. It will automatically recognize that it's an integer, it's a float, it's character, it's boolean value, it's a string. So that's why Python is so famous. And then for example, as I said, in Python we write variables like this. For example, I'll call variable, so variable 1, and we'll call it like so string 45, and we want to write another variable here, so variable 2, and write string, so like this. And here you can see that we are writing each variable in each row. So in Python you can write variables in one row, so it's like this: variable 1, and write variable 2, comma variable 3, and equal. And here is an order. First, here is a in first order here is variable 1, so you can write, for example, I want to write an integer for 34. So 34 is so we wrote this number into this variable, variable 1. If we write comma and, for example, string, this goes to variable 2. And if you write comma and write false, this goes to variable 3. So if we print variable 1, variable 2, and variable 3, if we run that, so 34, string, and false. So 34, and I can show another way. So variable 1, and then print variable 3, for example, and print variable 2. As you can see, 34, false, string. So Python is very intelligent. And then why variables are very important in Python. So I will show you simple moment. For example, I will make a text. So here is text: hi Mr. Jack, I'm interested in a car. Is it red? And Mr. Jack, is your car expensive? And I like red umbrella. So we used the same words in each gap. So Jack, and red, car. So if we want to change them, we should change in each place. So like see the car, here is the bike, and right here is bike. So around that we should change everywhere. But if you use variables, so here I will write name, and right here, so I want to change it, his name. So here was Jack, I will change it to Andrew. So and then I'll call object 1, and we'll call it so I use by this, and object 2. So object 1 color, write it red. It's a string. Like this. And I will use these variables here. For example, Andrew, I will name it name. After that, there should be, as I explained in previous lessons, we wrote in print with different methods. So other two methods are necessary here. For example, with commas, or you can write them with plus. So hi Mr. So it's a string. We wrote like string and comma, and here is our variable name, and comma, and here's another string. So here is object 1 bike. So I will close this gaps, write comma, and here write object 1, and here is also text. I'll only add codes. So here we wrote two variables. So Mr. Jack, his name, so it's like this, so, and red, object 1 color. So I will close this with codes, write comma, and it's object 1 color, comma, and this simple text. So I will also close comma. Here is our variable, so we don't need that. It's object 1 color, so it's like that. And if we run that, so hi Mr. Andrew, I'm interested in your bike, is it red? Mr. Andrew, is your bike expensive? I like red umbrella. So if you want to change something in our text, we will only change in variables. For example, here I will write blue, and here I will write car, and run that. So hi Mr. Andrew, I'm interested in your car, is it blue? Mr. Andrew, is your I didn't change here, so it's object 1. So object 1 like this. So is your car expensive? I like blue umbrella. So as you can see, variables are necessary in Python. So I think that's all for this lesson. So see you in the next videos. Goodbye.